I want y'all to get on y'all feet and welcome two talented individuals, Miss Bray and Prophet. Yeah. I'm thinking so hard, my head hurts. Can't forgetting the lines I read first. Type of correction thinking you dead first. I'm not alive, I don't know, pre-life was man first. My mama raised me to be a king. For me and you with me in this crazy dream. It's gonna be reality. Tell Breland to hook me up with the cut, the fake crispy clean. My forever lady be asking me, shoot, let me keep this clean. This for you, for me, this for you, or for me. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think you guys are giving them enough respect. Please give them another round of applause. Yes, more.
That's a lot of extra stuff.
It's like braces though, yeah.
You said you took what?
It's like braces.
Oh, braces.
I thought you took braces. Like, how do you take braces?
I'm dead.
And we're live. I was so confused.
We're not like necessarily live, but we're live on here. You feel me? We're live on the radio. What's up, y'all? Back with another episode of Deal With It Radio. I'm lit because I don't just have a regular panel right now. I got 3 unique people with me today. Nick is my roommate. He currently lives with me right there. Ryan is my old roommate. And Miriam just agreed last minute to do the podcast because I had some people flake. So shout out to Miriam. I'm going to let these people introduce themselves and we're going to get straight into it, bro.
Okay. My name is Ryan Collins. My Instagram is, let me check really quick. Collins Ryan 757. I'm 21. I flip orange chicken for a living, but I also ride bulls for some extra pocket cash, or at least I like to think it's pocket cash. But yeah, that's me.
Nick, what's up?
So my name is Nick. I'm 20. What I do for a living. Right now, I'm interning with a construction company, Keys Construction. Sometimes I'm like fixing the doorknob. Sometimes I'm sweeping. But a lot of times I'm chilling on the site, so I ain't really, it's lit.
Hey y'all, my name is Miriam. I'm 22 years old. My Instagram is Tac.o, Tac.o.
That's lit.
Yeah,
Alright, that's so unique. Wait, Tac.o?
Tac.o, yeah.
That's cool as hell.
Keep going.
Right now, I'm just studying, I'm trying to finish school, get out right. What was the last thing?
Where you're from?
Oh, I'm from Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I forgot that part too.
I definitely forgot.
I was going to say
my Instagram, where I'm from. My Instagram is NickWavy _33. And then I'm from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
I'm from McKinney, Texas.
And their Instagrams will be in the handle below. So even if they didn't spell it out, don't worry. Y'all can find them below. The topic for this podcast is how you grew up. So we're going to be talking about why we act the way we act now. And if it's because we grew up or if we just, kind of roguish and act this way and it has nothing to do with how
we still haven't grown up.
That's a challenge right there. That's a good question. So the first question I have for you guys is, when you were a kid, what's the most significant memory you have? Whether it's the, craziest thing that happened, weirdest thing, what's just something, when I say kid and when I say your name, what's one memory that pops into your head? And any of y'all can go first. Don't matter.
I'm going to go ahead and go. So I was originally born in Colorado, and we lived there until I was like 6. So I think like packing my life up and like moving was crazy, but like it was dope because I got to meet Oklahoma and be closer to my family, and it just showed me like family values is really important. That's always been like something key in my life. But it's crazy. Like I gave away like all my toys, most of my clothes. Like we came in a truck and a trailer, like our whole life. 5 people, you know, that was crazy.
Okay. What's all got?
Number one, I cannot. Because when I was a kid, I had my Legos and I could not part with my Legos. So kudos to you there. I was a really weird kid. So me as a kid, it was just like, I was not very social as a kid. I got like a really, really, really bad speech impediment. I could like to think it's gone away. At least that's what I tell myself at night. But a memory that I have as a kid is me walking over to my neighbor's house to play Modern Warfare 2 Xbox 360 when I'm like 6 years old.
Oh yeah.
That's how you were raised, and that's why we all have toxic sense of humor.
Oh yeah, I feel that.
Nick, what's up?
Let me see. You said friends, so then I started thinking of like my first like real best friend.
Yeah.
And it's Alex. We our dads are like real cool with each other. So like before we started school, we went over to his house and like we played and stuff. And he was just kind of talking to me and stuff. I was like, okay, he's pretty cool. And then once I got to class, I'm looking around like, man, I don't know nobody here. Like I'm just looking around. And then he came up to me and then we just been friends ever since. So
On me, that's what's up. That's funny. You talk about a friend, and then you talk about going over to your friend's house, and you talk about an actual experience. I feel like mine is an actual experience too. Every time, but mine is like wrapped up in a friend too. So mine is kind of both in a sense. So when I hear like Kid Breland, I always remember every single day. Me and my brother would play like with toys, with Power Rangers.
You're a Power Ranger kid.
Bro, it did not matter.
Red flag.
McDonald's. I'm dead. We had McDonald's too, bro. When I tell you we had so many crazy toys, Spider-Man toys, we would always play with toys. So I feel like the peak of my childhood was always playing with toys with my brother. Like I can remember that so vividly. And it's one of those things, it's like you don't even remember the last time you went outside, you know?
yeah.
And it's like, I don't remember when our last time kind of playing with toys was. It just kind of stopped. So that's crazy to me how we can connect with stories like that. So it's real crazy. But back to what you were saying, Nick, about a friend in your childhood, talking about your dads knew each other. Do you feel like that relationship was kind of forced upon you guys, or you guys was like...
No, and it's funny that you say that. I don't think that relationship was forced at all. Because like with Alex, like he's the friend that's like you can be yourself around, if that makes sense. Like, you know how sometimes you put on a mask for some people and you act a certain way with certain people, but like with Alex, he don't care how you act. Like,
Like he just had that genuine image.
Yeah, and I really try to surround myself with people like that. So, but yeah,
for sure. And back to you, Miriam. You said you had to basically pack your life up and move. So, how was it making friends? Did you feel like it was harder? Did you actually try to make friends, or did you kind of feel like I don't want to be messed with by anybody? You know.
It was interesting. I didn't really learn English until first grade, and that's when we moved here.
¿Y usted habla español?
Yeah, era mi primer lenguaje. So,
okay.
Yeah, but my teacher just sat me next to two other
we're completely lost.
We're like on our own little channel. We have our own little separate podcast.
My teacher just sat me next to the two other Hispanics in my class and said, "This is Lucero, this is Natalia, and they are your best friends." Because of that, like I automatically have two friends, but my entire life I never really had like one friend or like my friend group. I was just social. Like I just tried to talk to.
You were just a bubble. Yeah, I get that.
That's crazy you say that, Miriam, because I relate to that so much. So I went to school in Dale City, but I always lived on the east side next to Douglas. So every day after school, people would go back to their friends' houses or play outside, but I would go across the highway, 15 minutes and go home to the east side. And I didn't really necessarily play with anybody because my mom and dad were skeptical about all the kids on the block because we were in the hood. So every time somebody tried to come over and play basketball or something, they hated it because they thought like every kid was a bad influence for me. So I really feel like I'm just like you. Like when I went to school at Dale City and Kerr Elementary School, I was just social. Like everybody knew me, but I just never had a set go-to. Yeah.
People knew you, but they didn't know you.
Right.
Like they knew of you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I didn't have a set best friend. I don't really remember having a set best friend until high school. Like I went my whole life, people having that one person that they tell everything to. And I just kind of, one day I would hang out with this group. I would talk to these people in class, but I never had that set friend. So that's crazy that you say that. Do you feel like over time you got that set friend and you got that set friend group?
I think so. Like in middle school, I had like a little friend group that I was on and off with, and someone in that friend group is still really active in my life still.
Okay.
So like that's my home girl. Like I go to the city, that's what I hit up. But not a group of friends.
Mm-hmm.
But that comes with time. Like people are gonna phase in and out of your life. It's not like I hate you. There's no beef.
Yeah.
You outgrow people.
Yep.
Yeah. For sure. So kind of switching the topic a little bit while we're on friend groups. A main reason I wanted to have this podcast with you three on here was to talk about not only how we grew up and why we are the way we are, but now we're in the world of pandemic, COVID-19. So I want to talk about friend groups in COVID-19. We're all in college, so we're all around different people all the time. We all go to school, so people on the outside probably think we have 20 million friends. We go to Oklahoma State University. We go to a university with 30,000 people that go here. So, people think that our lives are probably party, friend, kickback, party, friend, kickback. So how do you guys think your lives are actually compared to before the pandemic to now? Because we all got to experience a little bit of college before the pandemic.
Yeah, then we got kicked out.
And then, it's funny because the three of us, our freshman year, we got a regular semester and then we got like 2 months and then it was pandemic.
Yeah, they kicked us out overnight.
Yeah, definitely.
Literally kicked us out overnight.
So Ryan, talk about how your college experience kind of changed, whether that's friendship wise, whatever.
Well, number one, really. So I'm a human being, more than anybody else, more of a creature of habit, and like I'm always been a creature of habit. Like me and my friends, all throughout high school, we grew up like, yo, I'm gonna go home. I know I'm busy later, but I'm gonna hop online and play some Xbox with you later. Like with like Xbox and everything. Like you'll get home, you'll just like just play online games with friends. And especially when COVID hit. Like some people are like, oh, this is new. I'm like, nah, this has been a part of my schedule. Like it's been something I've been doing for years and years and years. Just same stuff. It's really just the same dudes and just hang out with your buddy. Like maybe they're in a different state. Same stuff. But it's really cool because so me and them, we lived together 2019 and 2020. So that was really cool. And
I guess a little bit of 2021.
Yeah, about right. Yeah. And but whenever COVID hit at Oklahoma State University, so we're on campus because we're itty bitty freshmen, and they're like, okay, well, yeah, we're still going to provide you your housing and everything, but like, oh, we need to deep clean every part of the campus because that's their action plan at the time. So like, oh, we're just going to kick out all the freshmen that are on campus and move them to like the international housing, which is like their like other housing. Or you can just move back home since you're freshmen and we'll like refund you the rest of the money. Problem is they only gave us 24 hours to decide. So we literally got kicked out overnight. But yeah, my life didn't really change much. All of my friends from high school I'm still really active with, as well as like I'm active with y'all, I'm active with like all my other buddies. So like I've never like I really relate to you. Where like you're not like just in one group. Like you're friends in but like you're involved in a bunch of different groups. I'm the same way. I completely get that, and I know where you come from because like, oh, they know of you, just don't know you personally. Maybe same spot in their whole life.
And one thing that all four of us really relate on, and I know Miriam a little less, but I've known of you, so I've seen you around. I feel like all four of us are extra nice. Like all four of us
I
can be
like to think I am.
extra nice at times. So I feel like there's always that misconception of, you know, college students think they're better than everybody, blah, 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 blah. So one of you guys, whoever can, kind of talk about just the general college experience. I feel like my parents and my family, a lot of times, if I say something, because it's crazy how since we've been in college, like I unintentionally correct people, you know, so things I kind of know about, if you mess up and say ABC, or say they say something about the pandemic, oh, COVID numbers are going down. This is actually a conversation I had about 3 weeks ago. COVID numbers are going down. I'm like, they're not going down. COVID numbers have not been going down anytime soon. And it went back to the, oh, you think since you're getting a degree, you know everything, right? So one of you guys can kind of talk about how we're just regular people too at the end of the day. And do you guys feel like you have to put yourself on that pedestal for your family or what?
I can actually say something on that. Really, people like to look at me as like a know-it-all, and it's really not even like that.
And I can see that. I can see that.
No, never saw you like that. So
I don't
look at you like that.
I don't think I am, and I try not to be, but I would say I know a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And so when I hear something that doesn't sound right, I try to insert my opinion.
Right.
And that's when people are like, oh, you know everything, don't you? Or I'm like, no, it's just I'm giving you my opinion. You don't got to listen to it. I'm not sure if it's factual.
Yeah.
I'm saying this is what I think, but
people can't handle conversations or confrontations like that because everyone communicates differently. I could tell you, hey, you're doing that wrong, and you could be like, you're attacking me. Versus I'm like, hey, like, do you see how like this is kind of streaky? And then you're gonna be like, yeah, I already know how to fix it. You know, people are just, not to say that people are soft, but like I feel like we're all very like certain in ourselves.
Yes.
You know, like I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Like if I know it's one way, I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah. Something I've been trying to work on is like my delivery of when I feel like something is wrong. Because sometimes this came on like you stupid, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not even trying to do that. So sometimes I'll drop an octave and you know,
like vocal tones.
Yeah,
yeah.
You know, try to approach it like that. But yeah, a lot of people do think, and since I'm an engineer, they think I know everything. But no, I don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know everything.
So that's one thing we didn't even get into, you guys. So as y'all know, we're all college students. Miriam, how about you start with not only your major, but how about we say our major and our favorite our favorite college memory.
Okay, I've been here like a lot longer than y'all have. I've been here since I was 17, so like I actually got to experience college before the pandemic, and I'm so sorry that y'all got like so short.
Well, see, this is still a pretty cool.
Is it like completely different?
Completely different. Like
That's
apart
crazy.
from socializing, like extracurriculars, the energy, everything, y'all got so short, and y'all still pay tuition for that. Like that's tough. I mean, like full tuition. I don't know.
Out of state.
I feel like it makes people feel more comfortable with talking to you.
Yeah.
Well, it's like early, like you said about one of your friends, like they went up to you and they were very genuine. You know? Not don't put up a front.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the type of people that I look for because, you know, if somebody's like trying to have like a ulterior motive.
Ulterior motive.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you can kind of feel it within the friendship. Like, nothing really seems like a joke. And when they're, like, genuinely there for you, you don't really feel it because
Mhm.
the way that they're there for you isn't the same as you need. If that makes sense.
Or not exactly.
Or
what you
understand.
would, or like when you say, "Oh, I'm there for you," and they're like, "Oh, I'm there for you," but like they're like halfway there for you. It's like not reciprocated.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, if you ever need someone, let me know. Like,
But like nah, I'm never gonna give you a call.
Yeah.
Going back to something you said earlier that crossed my mind, Miriam, is you said you got first runner up at the Mr. and Miss, second runner up at the Mr. and Miss Hispanic pageant. I actually got the same thing. I think I got first runner up or something because there was only 3 of us, so there was first runner up, then runner up.
And Bray was one of the other 2.
Yeah, Bray won. I got first runner up as well. So that's crazy to me because I think everybody kind of felt like, in a sense, it was like, dang, Breland didn't get first. Now he mad. He about to say, forget everybody, not do anything. And it kind of really sparked my interest more. I was like, all right, I'm going to just show y'all I can do this, or I'm going to just show y'all I can do this. So I always kind of, I enjoyed the whole pageant experience for once. So I never regret it in a sense. But a lot of times I look back at that because in my life, it's been like, I haven't just took a lot of L's. I haven't took a lot of public L's. So
I have.
that was something in my life where I was like, oh my God. I was like, dang, I tried to do this for a long time. And, later on, I realized the experience is what meant a lot and what it did for me and how I am now really shaped that in my college experience because I guess I was so more cocky than confident at times. So it really did humble me in a sense. Do you feel like, that your pageant experience kind of changed the way you did stuff in college or what? Because you could have said, okay, I don't want to be involved in anything in the Hispanic community now. One, we're Pisces, so we're not bitter people. We're not going to hold that against us. So you know what I'm saying. But, how was your experience with that?
I personally did not want to win. It would have been an honor to hold that title and to represent the community.
Mm-hmm.
I just know the amount of work that I would have to put in. And I saw how things were structured that I necessarily didn't agree with as someone that was in it.
Yeah.
And I know that for one person, it is really hard to make a change to something so big that has been structured and done over the years.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
I didn't think it was an L. I really enjoyed it. For my talent portion, I did kind of like a TED Talk about finding yourself and being real with yourself.
That's clean. That's clean.
I respect it. That's that's extremely unique.
Because one of my big downfalls in the past, because everybody thought, I was either going to get winner or second, but I got third, so I feel like one of my big downfalls.
There were only 3 people, by the way.
Yeah, there was only, so I got last.
Do you think you felt bad more because other people were like, damn, dude, you didn't win? Or do you think you felt bad because of you truly? Yeah,
I feel like it was the public display more so that had me feeling like, oh, dang. And I kind of felt it in me, I kind of felt the crowd's energy when they called it. I felt like the aura just shifted in a way. I was trying to smile so hard. I was like,
yeah, I remember
that
that conversation that we had afterwards when we went to go to Chili's.
Yes, bro. Yes.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it a little bit.
Definitely. That's why I brought it up, one, because you were the only one I ever talked to about that. Yeah. And another thing, with the pageant, I was saying that, I don't take it as an L either at all, because if I would have won, that meant I would have been, the king in COVID, all during COVID.
It's the worst time to be a king.
Yeah, it's the pageant happened, and then we went straight into COVID that next month.
Yeah.
So I started working full time at OnQ while going to school. I was working the night shifts,